digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Good evening and welcome to THFC 2 with I, home of Tottenham past, present, and of course an exciting future under Igor Tudor. Sounds something like out of a Dracula film that is just made Igor up and ready to launch him on the Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal struggling at the moment. 2 draws. Arsenal fans in disarray. Tottenham fans, we're all united under the one man. Arsenal players just pushing over Wolves players because they thought they could do it. Tottenham players ready to be pushed but not fall over. And do you know what? Just for you, Brenny, I wrote a little intro for you. And this is from the heart. This is sincere. This is really a sincere intro for you and all Arsenal fans. We feel your pain. We know what it's like to draw against Wolves. Me and James have been through that heartache. So a little. This is sincere, isn't it, James? This is very sincere and it's from the heart, isn't it? So here it is.
We know what
For
it's
you
like.
Arsenal fans, we know what it's like. Breaking news from North London. Arsenal have bravely secured a heroic 2-2 draw against Wolves. Yes, you heard it right. A draw. Open top cross currently being booked down the Holloway Road as we speak. After 90 minutes of sideways passing, intense hand gestures, dramatic appeals to the fourth official, and Arteta crying at one point, Arsenal have once again reminded us that consistency is key, especially when it comes to dropping points against teams you're supposed to beat. Wolves turn up, Arsenal turned in circles. And somewhere, a pre-written title charged back onto it has quietly been moved back into drafts. Don't worry, lads, the XG won the league. The vibes were elite. The project is strong. Anyway, let's carry on. So there you go. That was from the heart to the Arsenal fans. That was from the heart. So big up to you. Of course, I will get to my co-host in a minute. I've got some stuff for him as well. But welcome who's come out of the lion's den. He's come out of his bunker. He was in there. He was with the other Wombles, wondering, do I come out today to do a bit of do I collect some litter, or do I stay in with Uncle Bulgaria and listen to his many stories of picking litter up during the year? No, it's not the Wombling man. Of course, it is our main man, Brenny, the nicest Arsenal fan you're likely to meet. Brenny, how are you doing, bud?
Well, I'll tell you what, if we'd have gone down to Wimbledon Common yesterday, I mean, probably would have put on more of a performance if it was Wimbledon that went to Wolves, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm not happy, and it looks like there's quite a few fans at the moment who actually now see what I've been saying for how many years, and I've been berated for it. Oh, back the manager, back the manager. Well, I back the club. The club is the start. You know what I mean? There's no one bigger than a club. No one bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Of course, we always back the club, back the players. Managers. It's a funny one because I've been working on over 30, almost 35 years, and I can't. There were some great managers I had, and there were some managers that I didn't like. You know what I mean? There's some managers from 30 odd years ago I wouldn't even link up with on Facebook or X or anything like that, and I still did the job. So you don't have to love your manager. You know what I mean? And
No, I get you.
and Arteta, for me, I've said it from how long, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. I think he's taken us as far as he can. He hasn't got the mentality to get us over the line, and it's the same with certain players as well. Certain players don't have it either, and it's really shocking when you consider that we've had players who, like Gabriel Jesus, won the Premier League about 3 times or so. He's been a part of that. He knows what it takes to win the Premier League. We've had other players who have won leagues from, in other countries. At the end of the day, they've still won a title. Doesn't matter what. We've got Hincapié, who was an invincible for Leverkusen. Actually thought he did all right last night, but there weren't many players that did. And then you've got Victor Gyökeres, who's won a title with Sporting Lisbon. So when you have that winning mentality, regardless of where you've won the trophies, surely that should gee you up and fire up your teammates who've never been there and done it. Last night showed me we weren't going. Last night showed me we're going for a title, but we don't want the title. So I said a lot more. I said a lot more on the takeover last night, and basically I just did a little short on my channel, but I will probably do something later tomorrow, and just talk about it, and just talk about the manager and the players in general. I'll probably just do a little segment on that, but I'm not happy, and am I looking forward to the game on Sunday? I personally don't think he'll beat us, but I don't think we'll lose. And Arteta never ever sets us up to win. He always sets us up not to lose. So us just letting Wolves have the ball when we were 1-0 up, and then when we went 2-0 up, they still let Wolves have the ball. It'll be this, and be prepared, lads. I know we're going to get into it, but I'll just end on just saying for now, if we go 1-0 up against you on Sunday, trust me, Arteta's going to let you all have the ball, and he'll tell his players that as well. Micromanagement, I don't like it.
Yeah, look, my heart bleeds for Arsenal. It really does, James, doesn't it? And I can hear you. You were on the phone to me last night. You're inconsolable. You tears.
Yeah.
We just couldn't go to sleep. We were so devastated by the Arsenal. We weren't laughing.
I was fat to tears last night. My side was hurting, my stomach was aching. It was dreadful. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
I even led off a little cheer. We had Billy from Change for Tottenham last night, and he said, "Do you know what? Wolves are big loss." I went, "Yes." It was that little yes. Cracking goal, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was a brilliant goal. And sorry, can I just say, guys? Also, just to summarise as well, those ridiculous, silly Arteta lovies. Then I've seen a few. They've been using the weather as an excuse, and I'm not. I don't subscribe to them, and I think it's come on AFTV. AFTV, which is a channel, just makes us look incredibly silly. When I spoke to 3 Spurs workmates today, and I've spoken to a West Ham mate, and a couple of Chelsea, and they even all say from outside that we, that our fan base is deluded. It's crazy, and it is. It is. I'm
sorry,
just
Brenny.
a fan. I'm not a delusional fan, but
I'm sorry.
how are you going to blame the weather?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brenny. I saw that clip. Clip, and your man was blaming it on the wind. He blamed the loss on the wind. He said it was true. He said, I sent it to you, James, I think. I tried to find it. I will send it to you. He said, yeah, we lost
the
because
one where he says it was the gusts of up to 36 miles an hour. Yeah, I've seen that one. I did see that one. It came up on my TikTok this morning. I did see
it. That is embarrassing. That is.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I thought we were bad. I really thought we were bad, but we've never blamed the win for a loss. We blamed a lot of things.
We blamed a lot of things, but never the win.
For me to say that, I'd have to have at least 2 bottles of Captain Morgan Spice Gold to say something ridiculous like that.
I mean, he was so serious.
And I'd have to drink them within the hour.
Yeah, I mean, Brenny, he was so serious saying it, though. He believed in it. Didn't he, James? He really believed in it. That
it was the
like
wind. It was wind's fault. I mean, I've got a question for you, Brenny. So,
hang on, I haven't introduced you yet. Yeah, I've got this in very quickly, James. My co-host tonight is, some say he has the biggest card collection of Donald Trump in the UK. And someone or other says he is the killer without the camera. All we know is called Big James. There you go. I had that in my head and I needed to get it out. Sorry, bud.
No worries. It's all right. Evening, everyone. I hope you all are well. I've got a question for you, Brenny. For Trossard sub. Concussion sub?
Concussion sub.
That's what the media reporting. It was taken off because he was concussed.
So before he conceded the second goal.
Yeah.
Concussion. No, I was going to give it to him, but I couldn't find him. So what a load of cods, man! Jesus bollocks.
I mean, if it is a concussion sub, that means he's out for this game. He's out against Spurs. He can't play because it's concussion.
No, but you'll see him. Yeah, but you'll see him. You'll see him start the game. I mean, that's just we're just shambles, aren't we? Seriously. Especially when to do something like that. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. You're trying to cling on to dear life against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and you pull something like that.
It appeared that it was very much a time wasting.
Of course, it was
time wasting move. But if it's been classified, I mean, I've done some looking and tried to find out if they did classify it as a concussion sub. But if it was, because I haven't been able to find, and I just wondered what your opinion on was it. Do you think it was a concussion sub, or do you think it was just a normal substitution? But if it was classified as a concussion sub, then he's not going to be able to play because of the protocol.
Well, I mean, for me, there was no concussion sub. I've never heard of it. I mean, it's just, it was silly, and for me, he's fine. I'm sure he woke up this morning, had his cornflakes. I'm sure he's all right, and and hasn't been to the doctors this morning. Well, I hope not, anyway, because the doctor will be he just sent him out and I saw him last night. I'm not treating you this morning. Bugger off. So yeah, no chance there. But but no, I didn't like what I saw last night. It was appalling, and
it was. I think look, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. And James, look, for me, I think we've got the upper hand in this North London derby build up. Yeah. I really do. But let's welcome a few people into the chat. Let's welcome a few people in, and then we'll kick on with it. Big up Giant 68. I got your email, by the way, and I got your song you sent me. Fucking good. I really loved it. I will send it to the guys. It's an Irish sort of twist to come on Glory Tottenham Hotspur. It is really, really good, Giant. So big up to you. It says big up Dermo, panel, and chat. Big up to you. It says hit the like button, smash the subscribe, get the memberships if you can. Thank you so much, Giant. You're very kind. Big up Simon Cartwright. It's right. Evening, lads. Good evening, Stephen. Hope you're doing well. This is big up to James. Said, oh, there. Hello. Yeah. Hit the like and subscribe if you can. Sonny Stevenson, evening, lads. Cool. It's big up everyone. Big up tonight. Big up. I had a lovely chat with you the other day on the way back to home from the bus. It was great to catch up with you, bud. It says big up Dermo and panel. Hope you're well. Big up to your nights. Hope you're doing well, bud. We've got Tequila in the house. It says stuck at a lap bus stop. Entertainment.
Keeper.
Oh dear. We've been given now. We've got to entertain him now, James. He says it's okay. We're useless with the ball. We're going to win on Sunday, and without. No, we're going to win on Sunday. Igor's in. Igor is in. Big up to Ozzy. He says, guys, we're winning the Champions League. Big up to you, Ozzy. We've got John that says Arteta's lovies. Dermot, good one. Yeah, I thought it was good. Good one for you, Brandy. Save me, says Tequila. Save you from what? Save you from Arsenal. I think Arsenal fans need saving
from the boredom of being stuck at a bus stop, I think.
Yeah, not great when you're waiting for a bus. Big up to Brian. Hi, everyone. You know, I got a sneaky. We're going to get a result against Arsenal or at least a draw. I think we're going to win. And big up to Dillonton. Well, I'll call you Dylan. 1981 says Trussard the cheat. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, James. Yeah, big up to you, bud. Look, I want to start with a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of Tottenham news, if that's okay with you, Brenny. I know it's all about us. We will get on to the North London job. Mickey van der Ven, guys, has come out and said that Tudor has been honest all week. If you look at the question from that day, if you look at Arteta, Arsenal have played now, they've been playing 3 games in 7 days. You had the FA Cup on the weekend. You had Wolves away last night, 2 away games. Now you've got another away game at Tottenham, James. Do you know, Tottenham are coming into this with fresh legs, fresh mentality. They've had a week off. They've got a new manager. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think we're going to win this. I really think we're going to beat Arsenal. Do you share the same optimism as me?
When Mr. Tudor came into the club, we were talking about it, Dermo, and we were going through things. I always said that this game it wouldn't define him as, and it was kind of a free hit for him. If we get a result, banging. If we get a draw, okay. Even if we lose, it's one of those where it's like he's going to learn. He's got things, but he's had a week with players now. Or coming up to, well, he's in his first week with the players, and he'll be starting to implicate his philosophy, and sort of the players will hopefully be starting to get their head around what he's going to be wanting to them. The more I look at him, and the more I sort of like deep dived on his interviews and things like that, the more I'm quietly confident that I think he's going to get us firing. And I could see us maybe causing a bit of and I only say it like this because of the form. I know Arsenal are not in great form themselves at the minute, obviously dropping points in a couple of games, but I can see us causing a bit of an upset, and maybe snatching this, maybe 2-1 or even 1-0. I think it's going to be a tightly contested game, but I think it's going to be small margins for that's going to define and decide this. I don't think it's going to be a massive scoreline. I certainly don't think it'll be a 3 or 4 or 3 or 4-0 or 3 or 4-1 to any of the teams. But I think we could get a result here, and I think it will, if we can, it will give Spurs and the players a massive, well-deserved boost of confidence.
I think so. I look, for me, I hate this free hit nonsense. It's not a free hit. It doesn't get a free hit for me. We can't afford to give free hits. I understand fans saying it, and I get it, and I do understand it. And look, as I said, it's people's opinions, and they're entitled to it. For me, it's a North London derby. This isn't like any other game. This is war. This is football in war. We're going up against our arch rivals who are going for a league title, and we're going to do our damn well best to scupper their chances of winning that league. And for me, Tudor will become an instant hero if we get a result against Arsenal. The thing also, I do think about it as well, that we're playing the last game of the Premier League weekend. Arsenal know what they're going to have to do because Man City be playing earlier that day, home to Newcastle. West Ham and Forest play on the Saturday. I think Forest playing the Sunday, West Ham playing the Saturday. So we know what we need to do. And if Forest win, and West Ham win, then there's only 2 points between us and West Ham. So given this, I understand it. Oh, he gets a free hit. I get that. Me personally, he doesn't get a free hit for me. He has to hit the ground running. He has to pick up the points from day one. Because we can't say pick or choose what games we win and what games we don't win at, or what games we go for and what games we don't. Every game we are playing is a cup final between now and the end of the season. Because if we don't pick up points early, if we go 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 games without picking up any points, we could be in the bottom 3. And it's going to be very hard to get out of that bottom 3 once you're sucked into it. I mean, James, look, we'll talk a bit with the Tottenham and their mindset, Arsenal and their mindset. Brenny's there's very angry Arsenal fan, and rightly so, watching his team with 2 not great results. I saw the Brentford game. I don't know if you agree, Brenny, but I thought Brentford deserved to win that game, by the way. I thought Brentford had enough chances to punish you.
They did, 100%.
And you go to Wolves, and we drew with Wolves as well, James, didn't we, earlier in the season?
We did.
And I feel sorry for Wolves, because Wolves are a good side. I just think they got depleted by good players. That's why they're down where they are. But
yeah, it's always the case, isn't it? When you have 1 or 2 shining stars in your team, and they're going to get cherry picked. You look at Brentford and Bournemouth. They're big players. They always get cherry picked away.
Yeah. So my point to this is, with Arsenal going in not with great confidence, and I don't think they will be, Spurs with the new manager and having a good week's training, how important is it for Arteta to get results Sunday? Because if they don't pick up a result on Sunday and Man City win, Man City then 2 points behind Arsenal?
Yeah.
Is it all going to be psychological again? Because I think this game is... Footballing games is, I don't know if you agree, James, and Brenny, is 50% physical, but 50% psychological.
It is.
Because you can win and lose a game with mind games. So, James, I'll go to you very quickly on the Tottenham side of it. How important is it for Igor to get the Tottenham players psychologically on board with this? Or do the players need it? Because it is a North London derby. Should they need it?
I think... yes, I think we do need it, because I think getting a kick up the Jacksy, so to speak, will certainly, and obviously with all the reports that have been coming out about the training under Thomas Frank and things like that, and what it's been like in regards with Igor coming in and how the players have responded, and like Mickey van der Ven says, training has been a lot more physical, and it's been a lot better. It's been a lot more organised and disciplined. So I think the psychological side comes into play when it is game day. And regardless of which ground it's at, if it's at the Emirates or it was at Highbury or it was at the old White Hart Lane or it's at the Tottenham Stadium, those fans are going to drive those players and try and sort of gear them up. And I think that is also plays part of it as well. And that psychological boost of hearing your home fans really trying to get behind you, because it's a thing that will help the players. And I think the whole shifting mentality within the club will help the players as well. Of just, okay, let's use this as a positive step. Let's use this as a springboard, and them being probably be able to change their mindset from the negative to the positive, given of what we've had to endure for 3/4 of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Brenny, for you, where are you with Arsenal? Because look, confidence has got to be low, and psychologically, you have finished runners up the last couple of seasons. The mentality of not getting over the line has got to be in there. Do you look at times gone by? You look at the Fergie years where Fergie, they didn't win the league. They didn't win the league against Leeds, but the following season they did win the league. They got over that line. I've always said it to you, Brenny, that I think your biggest problem is your manager. I don't think it's the players. I think it's your manager.
Yeah.
Are you scared that players like DR or Gabriel or Trossard or Silva, or players you bought in this season as well, haven't got the mental toughness to get over that line? Do you think Arsenal were too soft?
Yeah, we are. We are very soft. I mean, it's what frustrates me as well is that we got players, especially our defenders. He's a toughie. And I think Norgard is as well. Whereas Zubimendi, he's not a number 6. For me, it's the what I don't like, and the manager doesn't seem to mind this, is when we go down too easily. And I'm thinking, geez, whenever I was going down too easy from challenges, I thought to myself, God, come up against the defenses from the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. You'll be, if you're going to carry on like that, if that's the way you are, if you're not faking it, then you'll be out the game. You'll be out the game at 26. So that frustrates me. The also the mental side of it, we always seem to succumb to it. I mean, having finished second 3 years running now, and it looks like we're going to be second again, in my opinion. That is the big one of the biggest mental issues we have. And it stems from the manager. The manager micromanages. He wants us to play the way he wants to play. He only has one system. He doesn't tweak it. A couple of seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, we were playing good attacking football, and we haven't since our former assistant Steve Brown left. It's not been the same. And also, you've got a lot of Arsenal fans that have in recent months gone on about keep comparing Arteta with all these great managers, and I'm like, please, stop it, stop embarrassing yourself when you say these things. They were trying to do it with Wenger, trying to do it with Graham, trying to make out that he was better than them. And the Alex Ferguson thing, I thought that was bad because someone put on X last year, and then someone sent it to one of the chats that I used to be in about, well, when Ferguson joined United in '86, it took him what 6-7 years to finally win a title, win a title for Man United. And then they basically said, well, with Arteta, he's won 1 FA Cup in those 6-7 years. So I said, well, there's no context there, because Sir Alex Ferguson actually won trophies at United before he won the Premier League, and this is what a lot of Arsenal fans, the Arteta ones especially, try to do. Where, hold on a minute, Sir Alex won the FA Cup in 1990, United. In 91, won the European Cup Winners' Cup. And then later in the year, 91-92 season, he won the European Tour. And then in 91-92 season, he also won the League Cup. So he was winning the trophies, the smaller trophies, but the trophy is a trophy in my opinion, because I consider anything silverware, and you're competing for it. I'm not talking anything for any. I'm not even talking community shields or charity shields, we call it, right? And then he won a Premier League. So what he did was he set his squads up. They won the FA Cup. Even though Sir Alex, who remember, would have got the sack if Palace had beaten them. So you got your players like your McClares, your Hughes, your Paul Ince's, and then obviously like Roy Keane joined a club and then Schmeichel joined a club, for example, and he set a winning mentality. And then once they got
that's the thing, isn't it, Brad?
That taste silverware. But we don't have that taste for silverware. We don't. Not even for one League Cup.
I mean, to be fair, we don't either. I mean, we got one taste of silverware, one in 17 years, so we don't have to taste it either. But I do feel psychologically, your players are not tough enough. I think our players are, James. We do have that toughness, don't we? We do have that sort of mentality of under Ange Postecoglou, we were hard to beat. And I think a lot of people sort of dismiss that we had that under Ange, but we did, didn't we? To be fair.
Yeah, I
only think, yeah. I'll pick up Tequila's in now. He's in the house.
Oh, we.
Big up Tequila.
1 minute, guys. 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. So look, if you look at the psychological side of it, we're playing at home. Arsenal are going to have this other psychological barrier. Okay, we've drawn 2 away games here. How important is it to us to use that for our advantage coming into North London Derby at the weekend?
Absolutely, we've got to get the fans singing, get the fans behind the team, get the fans sort of chanting, driving the team forward. If we can get that, I mean, the fans are always great in the North London Derby anyway. But if we can nick an early goal, that Tottenham Stadium roof will be blown off because the fans will just be like,
yeah.
And certainly if we're playing front foot attacking football, then it really will sort of start to lift this cloud that's been hanging over that stadium for so long. So I really do think that it could be a detriment if we can sort of to the Arsenal players, because if we get an early goal and we take the lead, Arsenal will keep fighting, but it'll plant that little seed that's there probably already and maybe starting to shoot back.
I think that seed's already there, James. I think that seed's already growing.
There. I think that seed's there, but is it how close is it to a full-on sproutling? Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean, yeah. I get what your point. I think it's a good point and I think for Tottenham as well, players as well, the seed's there, isn't it? If we go 1-0 down, is that going to impact us? I mean, Tequila, look, talking about the psychological and Arsenal's draw last night, 2-2 against Wolves. I mean, if you look at it from Brenny's point of view, he's really unhappy with Arteta. And if you look at Arteta's sort of reign at Arsenal, 1 trophy in 7 years, and you look at Tottenham, we won a trophy under Ange, but we haven't been that great in the league over the last 18 months. Is the pressure really more on the Arsenal players than the Spurs players at the weekend? I don't like this free hit nonsense, by the way, and I don't agree with it.
But I do agree with the free hit. I don't think you can judge him on it. But to answer the second question, I think that, of course, the pressure's on Arsenal because nobody expects Spurs to have a chance. So, of course, the pressure's on Arsenal. I know, Dermo, you honestly do believe we can win, but I think... I know you do. And the odds have gone up because Arsenal have hit a purple patch. But never underestimate how bad we are at home. So
no, I know.
We're still. My point is, we're still far from the favourites. Arsenal are severe favourites, as they should be. So the pressure's on them. There's no pressure on Spurs. I don't think.
No, it is a one-off game, isn't it? It's a different kind of game, isn't it, Brenny? You and me, Brenny, have been long enough watching these games to know. Right, you and me go back to the 80s. You and me watching these games back in the early 80s, middle 80s, where players like Graham Roberts or Tony Adams or players like in the early 90s, Ian Wright or Clive Allen or Paul Mitchell. You had David Rocastle in the Arsenal midfield. You had John Lukic in goal or Pat Jennings back in the early 80s. But I've seen a lot of North London derbies over the years. I remember one where David O'Leary scored a few against us. They won 5-0 against us at the Lane.
Yeah.
And sort of, this is no disrespect to you guys, James and Tequila, sort a little bit after me, I would say, wouldn't you, James? You're about, what, 2-3 years after me, footballing wise?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And then Tequila sort of went into you came into sort of the Invincible area, didn't you, really? More into the Wenger area, didn't you, when Arsenal were
I'm a 2000 kid pretty much. I think
yeah,
like I say, Dermo, one of the first games I started following Spurs was just as we won the League Cup against Leicester.
Yeah,
that was one of the first games that I watched as a Spurs fan.
Can I ask you, did you think after that, this is good, they're going to win everything every year?
It was a little bit of a kind of like a false hope. It's like,
what's about?
Look, Gino's amazing. Yeah, they got the Gino's amazing. I'm sure we're going to get loads of players like Gino over the next few years. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have players like Gino.
They sucked you in full of enthusiasm. That's what they did.
Ginola and the Worthington Cup. I think it was called the Worthington Cup then. I might be wrong.
It was.
It was.
I think the point I'm trying to make is we've seen 3 different decades of Tottenham Arsenal, and all different decades. I want to go around the table. I'm going to start with James first, then I go to you, Tequila, and Brenny. I'm going to get you last. James, for me, I've had a lot of North London derbies in my time. Supporting Tottenham from the 80s. I've seen a lot of games. 91 comes to mind for me. Gazza's fantastic goal in that semi-final. Yeah. Then we had 87 where Arsenal beat us in the 3-game for the League Cup. We had Paul Allen scoring that winner in 92, 93. We had Dimadishku scoring the winner when Jerry Francis was in charge against you lot. Ian Wright scoring in the last minute, the beginning of a season. A lot of ups and downs. But my favourite North London derby was the 3-2 when we came back from 2-0 down to beat you lot 3-2 at the Emirates. I was at that game. Best away game ever. Even beats the 91 FA Cup semi-final when I was a teenager at that one. But that one for me was 2-0 down, Kabul getting the winner, Gareth Bale and Van der Vaart scoring 2 goals. So that's my favourite North London derby win. Full of passion, full of determination, full of we're never going to give up. What is your favourite North London derby game? League?
I would probably. You see, I'm slightly torn because I'm looking at thinking about some. I mean, it wasn't one I really remember, but it's one that it often got talked about, which was the 1983, and we I want to say it was either 4 or 5-0.
Yeah,
that was a battering.
5-0, didn't they?
Yeah. Chris Houghton.
Chris Houghton, yeah. Did Glenn Hoddle get a goal that day?
I think so.
Memory says me right.
I want to say, is it Falco? Mark Falco?
Yeah.
Got a brace. And it sort of put to bed the demons of the 1979 5-0 defeat at the Lane. But if I was probably one that I really truly remember, I would probably have to say the one that really sticks in my head is the 1991 3-1 win. Gaza, Mabert, Lineker. That was probably the first one that I remember. I've got clear memories of seeing it and watching it and being like, we've got Arsenal's number. I mean, there's been games after, and there's probably lots and lots of different North London derbies. I mean, depending on which side of the fence you sit on, that has been the greatest. But probably for me, if I was going to say the first one I truly remember, 91, I'd have been 10, 10-year-old kid, really coming into my footballing own and sort of starting to get my really get into my football at 10 was probably that was probably one of the best North London derbies I've seen.
And as you can see, 4th of April 83, Tottenham defeated Arsenal 5-0. Our biggest win at that point, our biggest win in history against the Arsenal. Fullback Chris Hughton scored twice. Mark Falco got one, and also Alan Brazil. Now, a lot of people don't know Alan Brazil did play for Tottenham. He was a member of the Ipswich side that was part of the squad that won the FA Cup in 1978, and also was part of the UEFA winning squad of 1981, I think. That went on to win the UEFA Cup. Alan Brazil had to retire with a back injury. Did play for Ipswich, Tottenham, and Manchester United as well, by the way.
Yeah, I remember him playing United briefly.
Yeah. He missed out in the 84 Cup final as well, by the way. Tequila, where are you with North London derbies? I know you've got a smaller selection to pick from the 2000s onwards.
I do.
2000s,
most of it's not good reading as well. Most of it's not good reading.
No.
Yeah. I think I got a couple of highlights in my head. I think the highlights in my head. I remember Danny Rose's goal. Yes. Got to remember David Bentley's goal.
Bentley's goal.
Yeah. Got to remember the comeback. I think it was Aaron Lennon I think we got a draw. I'm trying to remember. I think it was at Highbury. Yeah. But the one that probably, just because I think of the importance, because it's the closest thing I guess we've got to actually achieving something for ourselves and stopping them from achieving something, and that is in 2022 in I think it was May under Conte. I think one of the last games of the season, and that more or less got us top 4, and knocked Arsenal and got them. They got a 5th, so we did a double. You know, we got Champions League despite us not really thinking we were going to after Conte took over. I think we were in 8th or something. So it was we were.
That's when Arteta got sacked.
Yeah, and then Arsenal obviously beat Arsenal and they ended up not getting into the Champions League. So I think that's probably at least out of the Yannick era, that's probably I think our biggest highlight personally. That one, if I'm honest. 3-0, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 3-0. Look, we're all very lucky because we don't beat Arsenal that often. When we do, it does live with us forever. I mean, that game was our last win against you, funnily enough. Brenny, you and me, as I said, we can roll back the years to the 80s, and we can pick many of game to our years of supporting Tottenham Arsenal. Where are you going with it, Bud? Which decade you're heading into? Because there's been some belters over the years, hasn't there?
I'll tell you what, I've seen loads of victories. I think for me,
don't rub it
there's ones that stand out, and for me, I think you asked me this before. I think it was last season, but for me the 2-2 we won when we won the title at yours. It would have been a lot sweeter one game, even though we drew and the point was enough. So that wasn't my most memorable, even though we'd won the league. Or maybe it's probably not my most memorable because that was I've only seen 5 league titles in my lifetime, and that was the 5th and last. The Henry goal stands out. Henry goal is one of the stand-up one for me when we beat you 3-0. When he rang everyone and basically told Lenny King, get off me, you know, and then you have Tony Adams in the 90s, that header. Even though we were awful that day, we played absolutely awful, and Linegan should have been sent off. You broke my heart
that day when you beat us in that semi-final.
You know, we were crap. We were absolute crap. We were playing like yesterday. We were playing like how we had yesterday, but we still had match winners in that era. You know what I mean? if we had an Ian Wright or a Tony Adams or Paul Merson on the pitch yesterday, we wouldn't have lost to Wolves. So yeah, they're standouts. The Dennis Bergkamp got the Tony Adams, Dennis Bergkamp goals, and then Ian Wright got a penalty to 3-1 at Highbury. But the one that stands out for me, my number one of all time, that would relate to this. It's March 1987. It's the Littlewoods Cup semi-final. I was 12 years old. I was listening to it on the radio. I remember the first game to live, and you were 2-0 up in that second.
I know where you're going with this. I said, this is over, right? And then Anderson and Quinn got us back in. And you know what? I was so nervous. I didn't even watch extra time. I went outside my brother and played football. You know what I mean? Because where we used to live, it looked like Brookside Close. And you're bringing back nightmares.
And no, I'm bringing back good memories here. So we went out there and played some football. And then when I came back, we came back in, see what the score was, and then we saw, it's a replay. And I think that's probably one of the only times there was a replay. It was the last time there was a replay.
Yeah, it was.
And I listened, and I just remember getting all excited, and then I thought, it's not live on TV. So I stayed up. I listened to it on Capital Gold Sport.
Yeah.
Went absolutely crazy when Rocastle scored that winner after Ian Allenson equalised and Clive Allen got the opening goal.
In the last minute, my ad.
David Rocastle in the last minute. So that for me was my standout game. And plus we went on to win the League Cup, beating Liverpool in the final. So it was a memorable cup season. So yeah, that's the game for me.
At least you didn't mention beating us to win the league or drawing with us to win the league at our place. I know James is there thinking.
Oh no, I said that. Yeah, I said. Remember, that was the first thing I mentioned. Oh,
sorry, I tuned out at that point.
Yeah, but I didn't bring that up because I didn't bring it up as such because I'd already seen league titles, and with that it was sweet, but it would have been even sweet if we won. So it was the Rocastle thing because it was a Rocastle goal because then you still finished above us in the league that season. And you reached the FA Cup final against Coventry. Yeah, finished third. I do remember that as well. But so and that's what I mean. And you were a hard team to beat that season.
We were. Even though we
took 4 points off you in the league.
Yeah, we changed it. I just want to give our sponsor a bit of a plug, if you can. He's doing a lot of work for us on the channel, bringing new graphics, designs, and everything we need. It is O'Connor Designs. You have been helping creators level up the channels. If you're looking for professional YouTube thumbnails, intro videos, studio backgrounds, or logo designs, O'Connor Designs specialises in clean custom work made specifically for creators. No Duranic templates. There's no crap work. This is all genuine, 100% proper 42-karat gold stuff. They offer fair pricing for both established channels and smaller creators with quick turnaround and a proper attention to detail. If you want your channel to look more professional, stand out, check out O'Connor Designs. If you mention the promo code THFC TRD26, you will get 10% off your first order. The email is in design as well, guys. And if you can, advertise with us, THFC Till We Die, provide advertising opportunities across all social media platforms. If you'd like to discuss a collaboration or project with us, do hit our email. It is down below. And that's thfc@hotmail.com. Please do. James, very quickly, I know you have to go, bud, because you're up early in the morning. And we are going to finish up very, very soon. I want to end this on a little bit of fun. Oh, okay.
Go
on. Okay. I just need to. Do you want to read it out, James? This bit of breaking news.
Yeah. So as I put it in a banner, guys, just as it's coming across, and it's just kind of what we were talking about earlier as well, Brenny. What I asked. And it just from one of our sources, it says Arsenal forward Leandro Trossard is a major doubt of a North London derby against Tottenham this weekend after he suffered what appeared to be a concussion against Wolves on Wednesday evening. So it was classified as a concussion sub. They classified it as a concussion sub. So if it is a concussion,
that means he misses the game then.
Game. Yeah. Due to concussion protocol, it has to miss the game. It will not be played. So okay. I don't know what that does to Arteta's team selection, but it's looking like Trossard won't be available.
It's funny because just a quick one though. I think what it is here, James, there with that. The problem is, I think we can beat you on Sunday. But the reason why I'm not that confident about it is because we've actually got players who are fit and ready to play, ready to do a job, but Arteta's not playing them. He doesn't trust them. So you're not going to see Norgard, who's a hard-working player, rate highly. You're not going to see Ben White, who right now I'd rather play him instead of Timber. You're not going to see Eze probably play in the 10. He never wanted Eze, and for me, I know Eze will be up for this game, even though he's not been in the best form. So that, and Lewis Skelly knows what it takes to win a North London derby, to play in a North London derby, and Max Dowman, who I rate highly, I think he's a baller. He's not even, and he's not even going to feature. And even Waneri, who just loves playing football and is a top baller, he's on loan at Marseille. So because it's the manager's favouritism that's probably going to cost us a win on Sunday, but I still think we'll draw the game.
It's interesting that you say that, Brenny, as well, is that Arteta didn't want Eze. Do you think it was a case of we don't really want him, but we don't want Tottenham to get him even more?
I think it was both. I think Andre Alberta wanted Eze more than Arteta did. Arteta's got Martin Odegaard, who is, for me, is finished at the club. He's absolute crap. And and then this thing that I've heard about, is like James Maddison better, but who's better at the two? Maddison, when he's fully fit, wins every time. It's like Bruno Fernandes. Is he better than Odegaard? No. Sorry, Odegaard's not better than Bruno Fernandes. So it was all about his captain, his favourite. Odegaard was always going to get ahead of Eze. He's now playing. Saka may even play in the 10 on Sunday. I don't think he's bad in the 10. I think he'll get better in the 10. So for me, it was definitely a bit of both, I feel. And but if Eze was with you, he'd be playing week in, week out. And I think he's good enough for Arsenal to play week in, week out. But the manager doesn't think so.
Yeah, I get that. Look, with this North London derby being probably coming at the right time for Arsenal, probably not the great time for us, I want to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Okay, I'm going to give you lads. You have a pick of the opposition player. Now, this is through your time of supporting Tottenham. So I'm going to go last. James, you go first. You pick your favourite Arsenal player that you think will get into a Tottenham side. Tequila, you the same. And then Brenny, you have to pick a Spurs player out of the current teams, right? The current teams that would get into a Tottenham side. So, and in the chat as well, play along a little bit of fun before we get to the last sort of really. This is what does the North London derby mean to you, and we'll end off there. James, if you could pick one Arsenal player from the Arsenal squad of this season, who would you pick and why?
Jesus Christ.
No, you can't pick him. As far as I know, he's a Chelsea fan. I did hear Moses was a Spurs fan, but I'm not sure about him. I think he's a Chelsea fan. But
I thought Victor Moses played for Crystal Palace, though.
Oh, very funny, Tequila. That's a good one. Quick off the mark.
I'd have to go with Raya.
Interesting. Why?
I think he is probably one of the best goalkeepers in Premier League at the moment. And I think he would vastly improve our goalkeeping department. Can't really think of any other reason why, but that's my pick, David Raya. I think he.
Just a quick question on that, Raya. Do you think the back four are very nervous with a Vicario on goal? But if Raya was in goal, he would probably give a bit of calmness to the back four. Do you think that would be probably a good way of looking at it?
Yeah, I think the back line strengthens up better because you've got a goalkeeper that commands his area better, organises defence better, and seems to have that ability. What all goalkeepers should have is a goalkeeper can look out at the field, at the pitch, and you're seeing a game unfold in front of you. So you can see things that maybe some other players don't. And having a goalkeeper that can communicate that to your teammates and not scream and rant and rave like Vicario likes to do when we've conceded, but actually communicate it with it when shots are coming through, when the opposition is starting to break lines. As a goalkeeper, and certainly I saw it as a goalkeeper, is you have this unique perspective. Defenders don't get it. Midfielders certainly don't get it, and strikers don't get it. It's only a goalkeeper on the pitch that has this very unique perspective of being able to see the full pitch and seeing it unfold. And I think David Raya is very good at sort of getting that communication going between his defenders. And that's what I think he would do, work wonders for Spurs. Somebody who can communicate it better.
That's very interesting. Tequila, if you could pick one Arsenal player from this squad to fit into a Tottenham side this year, who would it be and why?
Declan Rice. Pisses all over our midfield easily.
Thank Christ you said him. Thank you for that.
It's all right. I knew you weren't going to like my answer, but he absolutely would. He runs. He's not even close. It's like men versus Boyd. You know what? Declan Rice is worth more than our entire midfield combined.
Do you know what? I would agree with that because I would have picked him. I would have mentioned his name. That's why I'm thanking you mentioning it because I was working out how to describe. But for me, he's that midfielder. He's like a midfielder general, isn't he, Tequila?
He's got everything. I think the only thing maybe you can say, Brenny will know he's watched a lot more of him than I have. Maybe he doesn't get enough goals.
Yeah, maybe so.
Did you say Brenny? Is that fair? He doesn't get enough goals.
I mean, he's had. I mean, he scored about 3 or 4 this season. But for me, I don't think. I mean, in terms of not getting enough goals, this silly manager keeps playing him in an 8. I think he could do a job there, but I think Zubimendi is better in the 8 and Rice is better in the 6.
Yeah, I think he's more of a 6. I guess.
Yeah, he's more of a 6, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, for England he played in a 6. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he would control that midfield. He would actually galvanise our midfield, and he'd bring us a bit of leadership and a bit of steel and everything. All the things that we know that we lack. Yeah, I'd probably make him captain as well over Romero, if I'm honest. So,
yeah, I like him. I do like him. I think, look, for me, before we get to Brenny, for me, I would have to go for Gabriel or somebody like that in your back line. I think Gabriel's had a fantastic season, by the way. I think he's been absolutely immense for Arsenal. I think he should have been sent off
recently, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have been sent off against Wolves. What he did, personally, I think the referee should have sent him off, but he didn't.
Wolves or Brentford?
But do you know what? I think generally he's had a really good season. So that's my pick. Very interesting pick by the guys from the Spurs guys here. Brenny, where are you going? Who are you going to pick? Which Tottenham player would you think fits into you, Arsenal side, and why? I know the Keeler's sitting on the edge of your seat here, seeing you're going to pick.
Well, there was one player that I know he's out injured at the moment, and
that could be one of 30 players you've just said there, Brenny. He's out injured at the minute. So,
right, I'll narrow it down to one. Forget the other 29. It would be Mohamed Kudus. When on his day, he's a baller. He can play. He can do a lot on the right, a lot on the left. I know he could even play in the 10 from what some of West Ham buddies were telling me. When he was at West Ham, he could also play there as well. So it'd be Kudus for me. I think he's better than Noni Madueke. No disrespect to Noni, but I'm just being real. You know, Noni's quick with no end product, and yeah, it'd be Mohamed Kudus. I just think he'd do a job on the right or the left hand side.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it.
It'd be him.
Yeah, big up to you. That's a good choice, Brenny. I think, look, we're missing Kudus, but look, I'm looking forward to the game. Look, I want to give what does it mean to us, the North London derby? And I think for me, it means passion. It means pride. It means bragging rights for the next 12 months. It means that we've stopped you winning the league, which is important. But most of all, I think it gives us a little bit of respect back. Something this Tottenham side hasn't got a lot of. And I think it also starts to repair the damage that the players have had with the fans. And I think that's important too, that we start to repair this damage that we've somehow driven within players and the fan base, where together we're all one. Together we're there. Arsenal have their North London forever. They're not even a proper North London club. And why they have the goal saying North London forever is beyond me.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
Just go back to South London, do what you do best, and play your pitch near open sewer, where Bob the Builder built your stadium before you actually decided, like Del Boy and Rodney, getting back of your little three-wheeler van, went into North London, found somewhere you thought your pitch a tent, and you've been there ever since, and we still can't get rid of it. I mean, even James, as of this morning, has been, look, he's even got his card out. He was out this morning trying to pay the North London Council to get rid of Arsenal. Didn't work. Didn't know. We're trying our best.
That's like, we'd probably be welcoming back to Southampton, but you lot will be welcome back to Middlesex.
Yeah, we're still a proper North London club, Brenny. You can have your we're North London. You're not. You're South London.
No.
Sing it and be proud. James,
that North London Forever song is for Arteta fans.
Yeah, well, you're not North London. James, bud, we're going to finish off now. James, what does the North London mean to you, and where can people find you, bud?
I always say the North London derby is a measuring stick of where Spurs are at. That's how I always look at the North London derbies, because and being very realistic as a Spurs fan and suffering heartache and heartbreak throughout many years of supporting this lovely football club, Arsenal have notoriously had the better of us more times than not. So I always look at this North London derby as a way to judge how close are we to really pushing on. That's what it means to me, and it's everything really. It's the pride, it's the passion of the clubs, and where people can find me. Well, you can usually find me kicking around on here if I can drag this carcass out of work on time and I can get home in time for a show. Or if you just miss me on here and you just want to have a chat, I'm also on X at THFC James. You can always follow me. and I try to keep everybody updated about everything that's going off in the world of Spurs.
Which I'm looking forward to. Tequila, I hope you're all right, bud. Thank you for coming on tonight. A nice surprise to have you on. What does the North London Derby mean to you, and where can people find you, bud?
Firstly, people can find me. I've put the 2 links in the chat, in the Play Pouch Gaming Podcast and the new No Cell Wrestling channel that we've just started up. As for what it means to me, I'm going to give you maybe a little bit of a sad answer, I think, but it's where I am currently with Spurs. I don't care that much because I have no connection to this team. So for me, it means very little because I don't believe in this team. I've got no faith in this team. They don't represent me as a fan. So I'm more than happy to let Arsenal wipe the floor with us as long as we don't get relegated. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's sad, but it's the truth. That's what the last 2 seasons under the last 2 managers has done to me.
Yeah.
Damaged me. So this is why I badly need healing. That's why the next manager will have to wait and see. Hopefully it's Pochettino, because I kind of need it to be Pochettino. For my own belief in my team, I need it to be Pochettino.
But just very quickly on that, if it is Poch and he doesn't get a good start, how long will you give him? Because we've been notoriously not giving managers a long time, Tequila. So in your words, how long would you give Poch to get things right if he didn't get off to a good start?
I don't believe he should be given special treatment. My point is, if he finds himself in 15th, 16th place, just like Ange did, and Ange should have gone as soon as Ange should have gone. Ange should not have been given the Europa, and I actually think it's vastly unfair that Ange was given that time and Frank wasn't. For the record, that's actually not equal. That's actually technically not fair, because I think that getting 4th in the Champions League or 5th in the Champions League groups at that time, in comparison, was a way more impressive than where we were in the Europa. So I'm just throwing that out there. I know this isn't about Ange. I know, I do. I'm just saying that wasn't fair. So I would give Pochettino more or less the same grace period. But if he gets us in 15th or 16th place, and it's February or March, I'm gonna be feeling the same way. Like it's more underperforming, because this team, as we know, we did the show, me, you, and Rain. They're not a relegation team. They are a mid-table team. So that's Frank, who underperformed with them massively domestically, and that's Ange underperformed them domestically. And if Pochettino does the same thing, then just be fair, he has to go too. Because it's yet more underperforming with this team, because this team, honestly, isn't that bad. It's not great, but it's not what we're seeing that bad.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I think this weekend's so important. That's why I'm so excited, because I think we're going to turn up on Sunday. And Brenny, look, you and me have seen a lot of North London derbies, bud, over the years. We've battled over the years. We've seen good ones, we've seen bad ones, we've seen many managers come and go. We've seen them from the start of Pat Jennings to Eric Torsvet to I don't know, George Graham being in charge, or Eddie Howe's father in charge of Arsenal. We've had David Pleat, Keith Birkinshaw. Do you know what I mean? Do you think? I don't mean this to be rude to James or Tequila, but do you think we see the North London derby a little bit differently to the later generation that came after us? And what does it mean to you, bud? And where can people find you?
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Because with these 2 legends here, regardless of our age, what we all tend to do, and I know you'll probably do this, but I only know a few Arsenal fans that do this. But what they do is, on YouTube now, you have 90 minutes of games of the past, from the 80s and even the 70s, but it's mainly cup finals. you know, stuff like and or European games. You know what I mean? European club games. And for us, we tend to know more about legends of our respective clubs, because of match highlights and games nowadays. And you can watch old 90 minutes, and you lot can watch old 90 minutes, and you'd be like, "Jeez, that Nico Clarkson was quality."
Yeah, he was.
All about him, but he was. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. So that's how I see. As long as you watch the history, as long as you watch your past history and past games, I think, you know, no matter how old you are, I think it's a great thing. I've been trying to tell young Arsenal fans to watch your history from like what I did. Even I've watched stuff from the 30s, even though it's black and white. You know what I mean? It's great to know the history, and yeah,
it's important, isn't it?
It is important. It is, but what I find is now that you still get well, sometimes I think there was this season. I didn't see any passion from your boys. It's like they just didn't treat it like a North London derby at all. A few seasons ago, we were the same. Yeah, a few seasons ago, we were the same. It's like our lot just didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? They just treated it like any other game. We got battered for it. You know, so there has been that. Whereas when I was a kid, everyone cared about the North London derby, and then players in the 90s, especially our French players, Dutch players, they treated North London derby as if they were from just you know, brought up down the road. So they cared as well. And also, what I feel was going to be missing this Sunday will be quality, and I'm talking about from both clubs, because that, you know, I think teams of yesterday we have both have more quality. If you get what I'm saying, there was a lot more quality on the show. I'm only talking even a few years ago. I could even be talking 20 years ago, where I think we have more quality players on both sides. I just think Premier League now is just full of athletes, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's not what it used to be, is it, Brenny, to be fair?
No, it's
not. It's not.
We still, yeah, we still support our clubs. We still, you know, and whatever, you know what I mean. But it's just, yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the football today, and I'm struggling. I really am. Now that's not just Arsenal, not just Tottenham. I'm just talking about in general. So, but yeah, it still means the world to me, though, regardless.
Yeah, it does.
It's up to whoever wants to be a hero on Sunday as well. Let's have it.
It is very much so. We are going to get score predictions to end off, but where can people find you, Brenny? Where can they find you, bud?
Love coming on here. Love being with you guys. And if you all are free before match day, I'll try and arrange something to get all three of you lads on. I'm trying to also try and get Sam Spurs for Life on as well. Yeah. And yeah, I spoke to him. Well, it was a while back, but he, you know, hopefully we can try and get him on and try and get a few of my lot on there. Sorry that was neither Gooners on today. I know a lot of them are still happy about last night, so you know.
No, at least you had the guts to come onto a Tottenham channel. Let that be a lesson to all you Gooners out there. Here's a man below. Isn't that right, James Indicator? He's had the guts to come into the Lions Den. There you go. There is a man. Look, it is important Sunday. Whatever, win, lose, or draw. If we win, I'm going to be delighted. If we lose, I'm not going to be happy. It's the only game I think that changes my mood. I think, to be fair. But yeah, look, it's all about 3 points on Saturday. It's all about 3 points. It's all about winning. It's all about North London is ours. So, guys, just very quickly, James, score prediction.
No, Brent.
You sounded like the fella that used to host Bullseye. Now then.
No. What you need is 101 in 9 darts or less.
Yeah.
Not that playing throw to throw first.
What a great program that was back in the day.
Yeah,
Sunday
it really
afternoon,
was, yeah.
bullseye. It really was.
Yeah.
He would have said to us, "Here's what you could have won."
Yeah.
And it was always a caravan. It was always a fucking caravan, like.
It was a caravan if you lived by the coast. A caravan if you lived by the coast, because you didn't need one. And if you lived in sort of like the centre of England, like a million miles away from, it was a speedboat. It was so yeah. Let's have a look at I mean, it must have been the only TV show in the out there, but actually was like giving the two fingers up to any contestant. But this is what you could have won. Score prediction. I'm gonna.
This is what you could have won.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with what I said in our last show, Dermo. I think it's going to be a tight game, but even though Arsenal have hit a little bit of a bumping road, I still think they'll pip it 2-1. I think there's going to be a change in Spurs team, but I just think Arsenal will pip it 2-1.
Yeah. Tequila Bud, what's your score prediction, buddy?
I think I kind of agree with James. I think they will try a bit harder. If they don't try a bit harder, then boy, are we in trouble. But I'm hoping they will at least put more of an effort in. But I do think the quality is just going to shine through. And I think it's probably going to be maybe 3-1 to Arsenal, I'm afraid.
Brenny, what are you going for, bud?
I think early in the week, I'm sure I said 2-1. But after yesterday and the mentality that the players have shown, you know, when a manager is when his mentality is off the chart and it filters through to the players, it's not a good thing. And I feel we'll take the lead, but then we'll sit back. I just want the players to say, you know what, sod you, Arteta. I'm not, we're going to do what we're going to do, but I cannot see that. So it'll be a micromanaged 1-1 draw. You heard it first, 1-1 draw.
Oh, you know, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a build-up, lads. It's more like a morgue. Going to defeats and draws. Sod this.
It's honest. Right. Just being honest, mate.
Yeah, well, look, being honest, we're going to smash the living daylights out of you. I mean, you could even beat Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Neither could we.
Neither could we.
I know, but look, people expect us not to beat Wolves.
We drew at home to Wolves. At least they drew away.
Yeah, but people don't expect us to win these games. They expect Arsenal to win the game. There's no expectation on us, to be fair, on the Frank to win these games. I'm going for a 3-1 Spurs win. I think we're going to bat them. I think the crowd are going to be up for it. I think the players are going to be up for it. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere. The fans are going to get behind the players. It's going to be like under Conte again. We're going to make it so intimidated. The Arsenal players will not want to come out of the dressing room. They're going to have to all wear nappies because they're all going to wee themselves with the pressure of coming out under that intense. Romero's going to be in the tunnel, looking at the Arsenal players. I know he's not playing. You're going to lose, mate. You're going to lose. Yeah, I've got you. Mickey Van der Ven's going to be looking at them thinking, I'm the Ferrari of this team. Jed Spence is going to be in the tunnel, being a bit cocky, a little bit, I know who I am, lad. Who are you? We've got Vicario mouthing it off to Reina. You're a load of this. You're a load of that. You're going to have, Tudor probably pinning Arteta up against the wall, saying, welcome to hell. It's gonna. We have to make it an intimidate. I'm going for 3-1. I'm sorry. I'm back. My little hiatus of being not positive has now gone. Tequila can now sigh a huge sigh of relief. Can't you?
Well, I'm happy. I'm no longer the most positive one. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you can hear him in the background going.
Actually, Brennan, he is still a little negative. He is still a little negative because normally he goes 4-1, so he's actually loaded to 3.
Yeah, I know.
So,
yeah. I've decided.
He's semi-negative.
Yeah, I am. Being 3-1. We're going to let you score, but you're going to score in the last minute of the game. But on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there. We're going to let Tequila go back to Tequila going out to taking over the Tottenham world by dominating and telling Enoch, I'm going to buy you out. James is now going to go off and count his Donald Trump cards to think how much billions can I lend Tequila to buy Tottenham. And Brenny's going to come out of the hole because he thinks it might be safe for him to do so. But he might go back in to see Uncle Bulgaria again if Tottenham beat Arsenal. You may never see Brenny again. Uncle Bulgaria may then let him out. But on that bombshell, guys, we're going to leave it there. We're back tomorrow. There will be a watch-along on the new Irish channel tomorrow night. So join me as Shamrock Rovers take on St. Pat's in the first League of Ireland watch-along. So join me and Mr. Brady at 7:45. Saturday, there will be a pre-match build-up. I don't know who's on, actually. I have to work out who's on Saturday. Then Sunday, we're on at 4 for the match day build-up. We're going to start at 4. We're going to go bring you the Watch London after the whistle, play ratings on Monday. And then Monday night, there will be sort of aftermath Tottenham score. There will be a video out over the weekend on the Ange Postecoglou overlap interview today. I have my views on that. So that will be coming out over the weekend. I'm sure the guys do as well. And also on Sunday morning, there will be a predicted lineup out about 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So do look out for that. But guys, thank you all for watching. Get over to Brenny. Watch him on the Football Takeover. Get over to Tequila's channels as well. Do join me and James on our gaming channel, All Boys Gaming Till We Die. And also join me on Ireland Till We Die. But guys, we'll see you Saturday with a pre-match build-up. Oh, sorry, tomorrow at 1. Me and Dave are back with Irish Lads Talk Spurs. So join us at 1 tomorrow and then Saturday for the build-up. Whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In the big cockle we trust.
Guys.
We never stop. Arsenal, North London's not yours. It's feckin' ours. Come on.
It is a